and welcome. This is Ruth, and today I'm back with another video on the Remember When We Danced memory book die set from Tonic Studios. It's this fabulous big die set here, and I've already used it to make a lovely memory book, which I'll just give you a quick look at here. That's this one. Now you can obviously make different sizes of memory books, at least 3 sizes, and then you can adapt them to make different sizes as well. I've also made another video showing you how to make this gorgeous big box that memory book fits in. Another one here which is a gift box, and then I've adapted these side panels to make this box as well. So if you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to do that and hit the notification bell, and then that will keep you up to date with all of the new videos as they come up, and you'll see plenty more. I've really been enjoying this. I've been using it with the Whimsy Meadow and the Shabby Meadow paper pads from Tonic, and you can see I've already been cutting pieces out of this, but the Whimsy Meadow one is 12 by 12 and the Shabby Meadow is 8 by 8, and the patterns are absolutely fabulous in that. So if you enjoy this at the end, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and leave me a little comment and let me know what you like, and don't forget to check out those other videos as well. But today I'm going to focus on some cards. I'll probably make 2 in this and give you a few suggestions for other things on the way. So you can see first of all the beautiful shapes here. The shapes that I've used in this memory book would make a beautiful card if you just sort of hinged it at the side here, scored that down and glued 2 of them together, and then you would open and close the book like that, a card like that, and that would be really beautiful. You could also fold it in half and make different shapes that way, but in this video I'm going to show you how to make an easel card first of all, and then I'll come back and make a really simple card showing you how to make a quick one with some of that beautiful big patterns on the paper as well, along with these dies. So let's just get started. I've started off with some 300 GSM Craft Perfect card, and I've used this die to cut it out. So you can see there is a little pattern here, and I've used that on the outside of the box and embossed it, but the actual cutting edge is in here, so the size you're getting is not this size, it's actually the size of the inside. And I've cut that out, and that's going to be the base of my easel card. Then I have used this one, which has the little pinhole edging. It's a little dotty kind of edging, and you'll see the size in comparison here. And I've used that to cut out some beautiful patterned paper, and this one is from the 8 by 8 card. And you can see here that I've used a little slit die in it, so that is this one. Now the reason for that is that I'm going to make my easel slightly differently, because the easel part that's going to fit on the top of this one is actually slightly smaller than this, so it doesn't just fold back and forwards the way a normal easel would. So I've used the same die that I've used for that pattern paper, and I've cut out a piece of white card again, 300 GSM, and I've also taken a strip of card which measures 9 centimeters across by 15 centimeters in length. You can see it there. Now I have folded that, scored and folded it every 5 centimeters along here, and burnished those score lines really well. And on the bottom one I have glued that right down to the bottom of this here, so that the point comes here, and now I'm just going to trim off these little white excess pieces here. So I have now cut the slit in here, and I'm going to show you how to do that with a little template that I made. And sometimes I do this, I just use card that I might not use so often. So this is a piece of tan card and I don't really use that colour very often. We need a little slit across here to fit the easel mechanism in, and I've already gone ahead and done it on there, but I'm going to show you how to make it here with a little template. So this is exactly the same size as the die cut that I'm using to decorate the base of the card, and I'm going to use this little die here to make that slit. So I have come in each side from this die cut 4.5 centimeters, and I've marked a line right down there, and then from the top points down here I've gone 4.5 centimeters down and drawn a line right across there. And then whenever you set this little die on top of that, you'll be able to just mark that out. You can see it's exactly the same distance from here to here. You can eyeball that and set the die on and run it through the die cutting machine. Now if you're wanting to do that on some patterned paper and you don't want to put pencil marks and whatnot on it, go ahead and make yourself a little template like that, because you can then set the template down on top of your patterned paper I'll just move this one out of the road and show you. You can set your template down exactly in the right place on top of your patterned paper, tape those onto your cutting plate and put this on, and it will cut straight through in exactly the same place as you need it here, and you'll have no marks in that. And then that will be ready to go on here, but not until you have put this little piece through. So what we're going to do now is pop this through and up to the first little fold line, and you can go ahead and glue that in the back. Now there's a little bit of wiggle room, so you'll be able to see there exactly where this fits on here, and just glue this part to here for the meantime. So keep this in exactly the right position, overlaid very, very carefully at the edges. And fold that down. Now that forms a little easel. I'll just turn it sideways, I think it might be easier for you to see. But that forms the little easel part there, and that will sit up like that on the card. So now you can go ahead and put glue over all of this area and centralize that on the base of the card. To decorate the top of this then, I've taken this beautiful die with the little debossed area on it. I've cut that out in gold, and then this little one with the dotty edge on it again in the beautiful paper, and that's from the 12 by 12 paper pad this time, so that's why the pattern's big. And I've already gone ahead and glued this one on top because there's always an awful glare from the gold mirror card whenever I'm doing that. So because I don't like the little ripple effect if you put glue along the edge of gold mirror card, or any mirror card for that matter, I'm just going to add that on with some double-sided tape, and I'll put that all around the edge, and then I'll glue it right onto there. Whenever you get the easel to this stage, it needs a little stopper on here, because obviously if you try to set it up, it'll just slide straight back down again. So I have taken the little dotted edge one that I've used for here again, this die, and this one, which also has a little pattern on it, but the pattern's going to be lost because I've used it on patterned paper. But I have cut this one out in gold mirror card, this one out in patterned paper. I've glued the two together and I've cut it in half. So I've made myself a little stopper, and that's it cut in half. And hold on to the other two pieces because you'll be able to use those for something else. We'll not waste those. And then I have put 3D foam pads in the back of that, because obviously this needs a little bit of dimension to hold the stopper up, to act as a stopper and hold the card up, sorry. And then I'm just going to pop this on here. And when you're doing that, just make sure that you have it sort of centralized, that the area around here is even, and then set it down. Now whenever you set your card up, I need to move it around, it's hard to get that on camera, but yeah, there it is. So when you set your card up now, instead of being flat like that, it will stand up right behind that little stopper. Isn't that really beautiful? It's a beautiful shape, and the paper is so beautiful, it just looks like a display piece. That would be beautiful sitting up on somebody's mantelpiece. So now I've taken Happy Birthday, which is one of these Tonic sentiments. I've actually cut that out in gold, and I've also cut it out in white, and I've just offset the two of them by putting the white one down and then moving the gold one slightly to the right and slightly up, gluing it on top. It just gives a little bit of definition, and also brings all of the gold and white in there as well. And now I'm going to glue that on there, and I didn't want to cover the flower, so I haven't made a sort of a background for that. There isn't one in the die set anyway, but sometimes I put a little rectangle in behind, but I think that's going to let the flowers show through really clearly, but you'll still see that beautiful sentiment. And I'm just going to go ahead with my little precision tip nozzle on my glue and add some glue onto that and glue it directly onto the center there. I've used this little die then to cut out some flowers to put onto the little stopper part of the easel card, and I'm just going to show you here what I've done. I've actually cut them from the patterned paper pad, and you can see here that there's a large piece to go on here, and I actually wanted something smaller on that, so I've just cut out a bit of gold card and put it in behind this little panel here, and that has given me the smaller one that I've used here. So I'll just show you how I've actually assembled those flowers. Set it on your pad over with the little embossing tool, and then exactly the same thing with the little stamen part, and pop into the middle, and then you can just glue that. Now obviously that's going to give a bit of dimension at the moment, and because the card is going to go over the top of that whenever it's closed, it will flatten down a bit, but don't worry, because you know, the easel part of the card will hold it up slightly whenever you put it into a box. I've also cut out some beautiful gold leaves here, and I did actually cut the little banner die out, just the tail of it, twice, and snip it off, so whenever I get them on, I'm not sure if I'll actually use these little tails or whether I'll use those gold leaves, but they are going on here. So I've got two grey ones and one, I always sort of like odd numbers, so the little dark one will go in the centre and a little grey one either side of that on there. Now I've fussy cut two butterflies, so there's a bigger one and a smaller one, and those are just from the paper pad as well. And I've left a little bit of the body flat and bent the wings up on each side on both of them, and I'm going to glue that just by the body onto there, and the smaller one down here. I've added some honey gold glitter drops into the centre there of those little flowers, and I put the leaves on instead of the little tails, but I think that's so pretty. And there's the little butterflies with their wings up. But now I've got to let that sit somewhere safe until it dries, because quite often I forget that I've got drops in there, and the next thing, well, it's stuck to the card. So there we go. I'm just going to set it aside now. Well, if you haven't got time to make a card that's got a lot of detail on it like that, and you just want to make a simple one, those paper pads are really fantastic for that. So I've gone ahead with the 12 by 12, and it's a really big pattern. It's really beautiful, and there it is. So this is a 5 by 7 card, and I've taken a layer of card which matches the pattern on here, and that's actually blushing pink pearlescent card. And then I've put a panel of this on top, and I've got double-sided tape around there, and I've wrapped a length of ribbon around, and that just attached to the tape. So I'll just put a little bit of glue on there to make sure that bit attaches too, and then pop that directly onto the card. Now I have also taken a little happy birthday sentiment, because it doesn't really need much, and I've put 3D foam pads if you just want to add a little bit of dimension onto it, and that goes up there. There we are. And I've also got a little bit of ribbon, which I really just want to tie a little knot in. I'm not going to tie a bow on that one. There we are. And I'm just going to cut off the little tails of that in a minute or two. But I've got another little butterfly here, and I'm going to pop that up at the top. And that is a really quick and easy card. You really wouldn't get much easier and much quicker. There you are. Okay, what do you think about making a little box for the card? I've made a video before, and I'll link to that down below, and that shows you exactly how to make the box. So I'm not going to make the whole thing again, but I just want to show you how to make a shallower one here. So I've cut out two pieces, one is for the base and one is for the lid, and obviously these are the biggest die from the set, but you will need another one of the same size for the top and the bottom. So I have only cut out white so far, but I'll maybe line these with a different colour. I'm not sure, but I'll definitely need 4 because one goes on the top of the other. Refer back to that video and you'll see all of that, but I want to show you how to make the side pieces for it. And whenever you cut out these panels here, they are the full size. Just join it together here and let you see what I've done. That's it. So I have decided that 3 centimeters would be the depth that I want, and I've just marked 3 centimeters from here to here. Now, not right out to the end, but from this score line, and I've chopped that right down at 3 centimeters in. I don't need this piece, but I need 4 of these. So I'll show you back onto here again. This will get glued on here. You just set the base on top of it, just like that. Glue that right round and glue these pieces into the corners. And then you come back and glue your second piece in like this. And this piece then will be the part that the little lip goes on to strengthen the top of the box, and the lid and everything gets added on to the side of that as well. So you'll also need 2 of these, and you'll have to cut that down. And I've just marked this on here. You don't necessarily need to cut 4 of these out, but if you cut out 2, you can see there what I've done. I have gone 3 centimeters from this, because you actually need this flat piece again. You need that kept on, and you will need a little glue tab. So I've cut that off at 3.5, and I've marked it at 3. From this point to here is 3 centimeters. From this point to here is 3.5. And that's why there's 2 little marks on there. So I'll cut it down this one and score it down this one, and then I've just taken a little chamfer off here and here, and then I can use that on the sides of the box. That will go on here, and the lid will get attached onto there and come over here, and I don't really have to cut a second one of those to go on there. I can use this piece. If I just cut that tab off, I can actually pop that straight in there, and that will strengthen that one. So to make the box, then you can refer back to the other video. I don't want to go through the whole process again here, but for now I'm just going to glue all of this together, and then I'll come back and show you it at the end. There's my finished box. So I've lined it all with the beautiful peachy coloured card, and I've put the little lip round here in the same colour, and I've fussy cut some big flowers here and added them on there as well. And all of the inside part is white here to show that off, and the inner part here. And then you can see that I've added the same little closure that I've added on the other 2 boxes that I made in the bigger box video. And well, I'll not take time to thread that through now, but the ribbon goes through there, and then you tie it in a little bow. You'll see the photos of that at the end. Then I've taken a couple of little dies to layer on the front of it and fussy cut that beautiful big flower. I really, really love that, and popped it up on some 3D foam pads. And I've added little strips of card around the outside here, which are just the side panels cut down. You'll find those in the box, in the set. They make these, and I've just cut them in half and glued them on there as well. It makes a really, really pretty box, and the little card fits in beautifully. I'm just going to show you it here. I think that's a really, really beautiful presentation for that. And obviously you can have as much dimension in there as you want, and it doesn't really flatten these ones down at all, because there's 3 centimeters there. So I hope you've really, really enjoyed that. Now obviously there's a little different end piece for the box as well. I haven't used it in there with a little padlock. I've used the ribbon tie actually for the 3 boxes that I've made, but if you have a little look inside my little memory book, you'll see it here with the lovely little padlock on it, and I show you how to make that, and the little closure. I'll just lift it off, but show you how to make that one in the memory book video. So the other videos will be down below, and don't forget there'll be lots of photos at the end of this, and there's loads and loads of photos at the end of the other 2 videos that I've made as well. I've taken lots of them because it's really, really well, I think a beautiful project. Beautiful because the papers and the dies are so spectacular, and I really hope that you enjoy using them as much as I did. I love flowers and I love birds, and I just love the way this all came together. So I do hope you enjoy it. So there we are, that's it, and that's the 2 in there and my last little card. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up if you've enjoyed that, and my affiliate links will be down below if you want to buy any of the die sets or anything throughout March Madness. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love you to think about doing that. lots and lots of people are watching but actually aren't subscribed yet, and it doesn't cost anything, but it would mean a lot to me, so I'd appreciate it if you would like to do that. And I'll see you again very, very soon, so thank you very, very much, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.